Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, I'm going to be doing a hypnosis recording all about the resources and approach necessary to pursue a dream. And I think of all the things that I really enjoy talking about, I think people's grand ambitions, their huge dreams, is one of the most fascinating things I find to talk about people. Because when people talk about what they want more than anything else for their life, you get a clue as to their values. Because if someone wants to be an actor, for example, or a musician, you get a sense that they value creativity or connection. If someone wants to be a doctor or a surgeon, then you get a sense of the compassion or desire to care or help. So when people talk about their dreams, it's often a reflection of their highest values. But also what can happen is that intuitively and unconsciously, quite often when people talk about their biggest dreams, they also start talking about the obstacles. And sometimes those obstacles are real. You know, if someone wants to be a high-level surgeon, for example, they might say, right, my dream is to be a surgeon, but it's going to require so much education, so much study, that's going to require money to do the course. So they might be genuinely talking about, let's say, logistical hurdles that are necessary in order to acquire that particular dream, which is completely understandable because they've thought it through as to what's required to pursue that dream. But every now and then you'll hear people that the barrier to pursuing that dream is just a limiting belief. And, if I give an example, someone might say, right, I want to be, a singer, I want to be a musician, I want to be a movie star, but that will never happen. So the belief that categorically it won't happen is going to shut down any of the attempts to pursue that. And if we are looking at, let's say, the entertainment industry, which is a very, very competitive industry, and you see interviews with those people that have made it at high levels of success, they're the movie stars, quite often they'll talk about the sheer number of auditions they went to, or how they got lucky in one particular TV show or movie that then led on to success. So if there is a limiting belief that that won't happen or that's impossible, then it's going to shut down any attempt to pursue that. One of my favorite quotes, and this has been widely shared on social media, on YouTube, is the Jim Carrey speech where he's at a university doing a speech for the students, talking about how his father wanted to be a comedian, but ended up being an accountant and actually failed at being an accountant, got fired from his job. But accountancy was his safe job because pursuing his dream of being a comedian was unrealistic. And Jim Carrey made a very, profound, I think, insight there which is that you can fail at not pursuing your dreams. So why not pursue your dreams? There is no guarantee of success, but you're more likely to have success if you attempt it. And I think I can relate to this a lot because I've had many dreams throughout my life. Part of the reason why I do what I do is that I was a recluse. I couldn't even leave my apartment when I was 19 years old. So, a lot of the things that I do have way exceeded my expectations, but I knew that I wanted to run my own businesses. I knew I wanted to have a certain level of financial success, own properties, things like that. And I knew I wanted to have an impact on the world using hypnosis and certain elements of psychology. So, although I haven't pursued all of my dreams, I'm pursued many of my dreams in spite of lots of very good reasons why maybe I was at a disadvantage, in those areas. So this hypnosis session, and I appreciate this is a longer introduction than I normally do, but I think it's good to give some context. The purpose of this hypnosis session really is to unlock the belief systems and resources necessary for you to pursue your dreams. And just a reminder as well that if your dream is to impact the world through hypnosis and hypnotherapy, I am still doing mentorship sessions at a reduced rate for that introductory session. I might be fully booked in terms of my ongoing mentorships, but I will still do the subsidized introductory mentorship, so a single session for about £20 or about $24 to give you an insight into working with me, because I get a lot of satisfaction helping other hypnotherapists pursue whatever their dreams are in their business. But for now, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation, and as you exhale, just get a sense that tension is leaving your body. Breathing in and breathing out, and if it's safe to do so, on the next outward breath, close your eyes, and in doing so, notice that more of your attention is on your own physical movements. Perhaps your chest rising and falling as you breathe in and out. Maybe you can get a sense of the heart beating in your chest, becoming aware of any tiny movements of your fingers, toes, or your body as you breathe in and breathe out. Get a sense that with each outward breath, feelings of tension, stress, or anxiety are leaving your body in that outward breath. And that as you breathe in, you're breathing in a feeling of resourceful relaxation. Breathing in that resourcefulness, exhaling any tension. So much so that with each and every breath, you feel like you're going deeper and deeper into a state that we can call hypnosis. And as your unconscious mind starts to trust this process, don't be surprised if what starts off as just a gentle feeling of relaxation quickly escalates into a feeling of deep hypnotic trance. I want you to use the power of your imagination, which of course is infinite, to enable you, as you deeply relax, to imagine that you are going to a place of deep relaxation in nature. It doesn't matter if it's a forest, a beach, or near a lake, but somewhere that your mind associates with being relaxing and in nature. That's right. And as you imagine that place, I want you to really focus on the details. Perhaps it's the look of your surroundings. Maybe you can notice colors, textures. Perhaps the feeling of a breeze on your skin. If there's sunlight, maybe the warmth of the sun. If there's any smells in the air, perhaps the smell of pine leaves, or perhaps sea air, or maybe something else. You become aware now of the sounds of your surroundings. And if it's quiet, then perhaps you can notice the sound of the beating of your heart there in your chest. As you notice these things, you notice that you can go even deeper relaxed. Now, that's it, deeper and deeper relaxed. I want you to imagine somewhere in this place in nature looks to be the most comfortable chair that you've ever seen. Imagine sitting in that chair, and as you sit in the chair, notice how comfortable it feels. I want you to imagine that this chair is not any chair, and it's not any comfortable chair either. This chair has the ability for you to transport yourself through space and time, to go to the past, but also to go to the future. And I want you to get a sense that as you sit in this very comfortable chair, you wonder what kind of a future would be the most desirable future for you. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, exhaling tension, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. In fact, I will count down from 5 to 1, and with each descending number, you will imagine what it would be like to feel deeper relaxed, so relaxed that you drift off into a trance within a trance, feeling like you're napping in that chair in nature. Starting to count 5, feeling like your facial muscles are just relaxing completely. That's it. 4, the muscles in your neck and your shoulders are just releasing any and all tension. 3, that feeling of relaxation going all the way down your arms, into your fingers. That's it. 2, even when you breathe in, your internal organs start to relax. That's it. And 1, all the way down your legs, all the way down to your toes, as you imagine what it would be like to drift off into a deep sleep there in that chair in nature, just within your imagination. Now, that's it. Deeper and deeper relaxed. And in your imagination, I want you to imagine that you are traveling forwards in time to a point in time where any limitations, any obstacles that have impeded your ability to pursue your dreams have been completely removed. Imagine that there is no possibility of failure, that whatever you want to do is possible for you. Imagine that you're traveling towards that future where you are able to experience what it is like to live your dream. It doesn't have to be anyone else's dream. No one else's ideas or expectations matter for you. This is simply about your dream. Imagine that you're traveling forwards in time, maybe in your imagination or maybe still attached to that chair, as you go forward perhaps months or even years, until you reach a point where you are living your dream, whatever that means for you. In fact, I will count down from 3 to 1, and when I arrive at 1, you will imagine that you are in your body, in the future, living your dream. 3, 2, 1. Imagine there you are now, in the present, but in your future, living your dream. And the obvious question is, what is that like for you? How do you know, really know, that you're living your dream? What is it that you're doing? How are you doing it? Perhaps you're in a particular location. Maybe there are clues as to what living your dream means for you. And I don't want you to see the trappings of success of whatever living your dream means for you. I want you to imagine that right now you are doing whatever living your dream truly is for you. If you're an actor, I want you to imagine that there you are on a movie set, or perhaps attending a premiere. If you're a doctor or a surgeon, I want you to imagine that there you are performing surgery. If you're a high-profile lawyer, imagine that there you are in the courtroom. Whatever your dream is for you, imagine that you're doing that very thing. And get a sense of how it makes you feel to be living your dream. If you're a pilot, just imagine that you're flying that plane over oceans, perhaps seeing the clouds through the screen in front of you. But how does it make you feel? Is there a sense of flow? Is there a sense of accomplishment, gratitude, appreciation? What is it about doing this that makes it feel so good for you? What values are you tapping into? Is it the value of significance? That you have a lot of responsibility or power or influence? Is it the ability to connect, to have an impact on the lives of other people? Is it the excitement, the uncertainty of all the different things that can happen? Maybe it's the validation, the recognition from other people of you being competent or successful in your particular field. Maybe living your dream is just having a happy family, and you feel that somehow you're creating a legacy that will live on after you're no longer around. Whatever living your dream is for you, tap into how it makes you feel and ask yourself the question, what is it about this that makes it feel so good? Once you know the value, the key thing, the essence of it that makes it so good for you, it's almost like you're programming a destination deep into the sat-nav of your subconscious mind, that your mind will now gravitate towards this feeling. The more emotional intensity of good feelings that you can attach to the feeling that you are currently in the moment living your dream, the more your mind will gravitate towards this place. Many animals have the ability to find home. Could be a pigeon, could be salmon, could be a bee going back to the hive after finding a huge new selection of flowers. But imagine that your dream is now your home, and your mind is now programmed to take you to this destination. I want you to get a sense that it wasn't easy to get to this place. There were challenges on the way, but all the resources necessary to get you here, the determination, the resilience, the inner self-belief, these all seem obvious now that you're there, living your dream, but perhaps were questioned on the road towards it. And I want you to imagine from this unique perspective of feeling like you're already living your dreams. It seems nonsensical to entertain the notion that it is impossible when you're already doing it. I want you to get a deep sense of conviction that this is not only possible, but destiny. This is simply what will happen for you. That sense of certainty that you in the future will live your dream will take you to the very feeling that you're feeling right now, where you are living your dream. And in doing so, isn't it a good feeling? A good feeling to know that all the obstacles will just improve the feeling of appreciation when you finally get there. That the delays are temporary, perhaps testing your resolve, your determination. I want you to get a sense that nothing is guaranteed. No success is ever guaranteed, but failure is guaranteed if you never attempt to pursue your dreams. I want you to imagine that all of these feelings and belief systems that this will happen for you are being unlocked deep in your subconscious mind. And then imagine going back in that moment where you're then in that chair in nature, but all the feelings, all of the belief systems required to get you to that future are now fully unlocked. That feeling of living your dreams is now a destination for the GPS of your mind, and all parts of your reticular activating system will now pay attention to any clues that will help take you towards that destination. Your intuition will now be a compass guiding you to that particular location. I want you to get a sense that it's good to have a dream, it's good to pursue a dream, but the journey is just as important as the destination. And sometimes what we think are our dreams are just signals, clues as to the vicinity of the dream, rather than the dream itself. I want you to get a sense that your dreams right now might not be the dreams of your future. Perhaps you can remember when you were 9 or 10 years old and you were asked what you wanted to be when you were older. And maybe then your dreams were entirely different from the dreams you have now. The dreams themselves are only as important as the resources and the lessons and all the good things that come from pursuing them. Having a dream that you pursue unlocks passion, enthusiasm, motivation, ambition, and drive. And all of those things do so many good things for you that even if you don't arrive at your destination, your life has been enriched by the journey. As you process that your dream will be a destiny for you, even if that dream evolves on the journey towards it, I want you to get a deep sensation that good things will happen for you in the present and the future, and that life will get better for you the more that you pursue your dreams. As you then recall that all of this, the chair in nature, is just ideas within ideas and dreams within dreams, and actually, you're listening to my voice firmly in the present. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, optimistic, with a conviction that you have unlocked all of the resources necessary for you to not only pursue your dreams, but to make progress towards them. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.